Hi, Star Surfer here with the monthly tarot reading for November 2023 for my Aries. Hey Aries, how you doing? Hope you're good. If you've been with me for a little bit, I would like to say sorry y'all. I missed October, I had to take care of some life stuff, but we're back and I'm so glad to be back with y'all. A couple things before we jump into the reading, my Aries, kings and queens, because I'm very excited to give it to you. If this reading resonates with you, if you enjoy something you hear, go ahead, please do me a huge favor and like, comment, subscribe. We can hang out some more. I love to hear your feedback. It means the world to me. If you want to book a personal reading with me, in the information below, you will find a link to my Etsy shop where you can book a tarot reading, oracle reading, love reading, whatever you want, like astrology reading. We do look at your birth chart. We can look at your current transits. You'll find all of that in the Etsy shop link below. And lastly, this is a general reading for my Aries sun, moon, and rising. It's a large group of people. It's a large range of energies I'm tuning into. This reading won't be for everyone. That would be impossible. Literally impossible. So you'll know if the reading is for you. And if it's not, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe check for your moon sign and your rising sign or whatever the case might be. The message might be coming through for you there. All right. Let's get started, shall we? Been playing around with like a couple new decks this month, at least new to the channel, but ye old faithful, my wild unknown animal spirit oracle deck wanted to work with y'all, my Aries. So let's start there, shall we? See if we can get some animal medicine on the board for you. Aries. I'm getting the oyster. A little like camera shy, nervous. That's weird. An old sadness. We'll see. We'll see. I want to find out more. 2 more after this. 1 more. Yeah. All right. Any messages or insights for my Aries sun, moon, rising? Any messages or insights for the Aries sun, moon, rising collective? Any messages? Whoa! Power! The elk. Y'all are gonna have to forgive me because I feel like all of my music references are Beyonce, but won't take my power, my power, my power. That song's coming through for me now. A challenge, a provocation. Step up to the plate. Meet the demand. Don't back down. All of that is coming through. This is time to prove that you can walk your talk, that you're not all bark and no bite. Okay. The gauntlet has been thrown. Any other messages? Or, the camel. Here's what I want to say, because this camel is checking out this elk. And he's like, do it. I bet you won't. You can talk a big game, but can you back it up with the action necessary? The difficult and often not exciting or glamorous or, I don't know, it's not all sparkles and excitement. A lot of it is like drudgery, hard work, very like put your head down and meet all of the demand, not just the stuff that excites you or gets you like fired up, but like, can you also merge this excitement with dedication? Can you push through, like, think of it, like I'm thinking of it like when you are like, oh my God, I have this amazing idea. I want to write a book. And the idea gets you so fired up and you can't wait. And then you sit down and you the first chapter comes out of you like it's channeled, like you no effort needed, and then you're like, and you don't think about it for another month, and you don't, because that initial spark of the something is gone, and then you're not cultivating the daily practices, because for the camel, I'm getting a lot of like, this is this daily practice. You're not cultivating the daily practices that like will bring this spark, this fire, manifested into reality, grounded into action that is repetitive, tangible, consistent, diligent, right? Committed. Even when it's not fun or exciting or easy, or you know, enjoyable, glamorous. Can you commit, because you are excited about whatever this thing is, to seeing it through thick and thin until it's done, right? Because otherwise, like, you're just gonna have a bunch of like first chapters to great books, but no books. The elk energy needs the camel to back it up, to follow through. Any other messages or insights as it pertains to this spread? Scorpion. Again, a challenge, a provocation, right? A dare. It's like, this, you have to see this through, because it's going to keep needling at you. It's going to keep bugging you. It's going to keep calling for you to work with it. Right? Something about the Scorpion is getting the elk here, the elk energy, like riled up, and not in a way that's entirely pleasant. Don't get provoked into unnecessary conflict or tension within yourself or amongst others, with others. Like, slow and steady will win this race. Slow and steady will win this race. Don't, if people tell you, we're going to say whatever they're going to say, but you know how to get through this, right? And it's by channeling this energy, right? Don't get into this, don't get into this battle. Fire against fire, right? Like, the elk is earth energy in this deck, but right here, it's very fire against fire, right? Five of Wands type energy to me. Don't get drawn into, even the way I said that was drawn out. Don't get drawn into unnecessary or unhelpful or unproductive, ungenerative, uncreative conflict. Creative conflict, welcome it, because like it can get your juices flowing, but unnecessary conflict, and this could be just a creative conflict that's like forcing you to like create, because the tension of the idea versus the fact that you haven't done anything about it, the camel, could be what spurs you into the act of making something finally. But don't get drawn. That is the good side of conflict, right? That when the creative tension of it impels action. But not this kind of unnecessary, unproductive. It could fall into unproductive conflict, unnecessary tension, fighting, right? Of like, what do they call that? Like when you're like showing off in a big way, of like, man, what do they call it? Like big stepping, like none of that. Like, that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I'm saying. Like none of that, like puffy chest, like, I am big, I am strong, I am capable, but you don't have the action to really back it up. That's not the kind of conflict you need, right? Or just like stinging words is coming through, stinging words, a challenge. Nah, don't engage in that. It's a waste of your energy and effort, which you need to commit to the creative tension of seeing this thing made manifest through your consistent, diligent application of effort. Okay. Any other messages or insights as it pertains to this spread? The cheetah, 8 of Wands, rapid movement, right? Now, it fell out on the Scorpion. And usually, a lot of times I like when the cheetah energy comes out here because I'm like, oh good, you can move quickly. But for you here now in this reading, if it's applying to you, I feel like your desire for things to go quickly is part of the tension and the sting here, the discomfort that you're feeling. You're like, I feel fired up and I want things to move quickly. But actually, this is a process that demands slow, steady, consistent effort, not quick, rapid spurts of progress. And it can't be built quickly. And your desire or need to like force it to move at a speed that is not innate to the nature of whatever it is causing you tension and anger, honestly, a bit of resentment and like frustration. Like, I feel like I know how this should go, right? I feel like, because this is for me right now, is very King of Wands energy. I know how this works. It goes quickly. I should move quickly. And it's stinging me that this is not moving quickly. So then you double down, right? You try to force things harder, or you just get more frustrated and resentful instead of realizing that this is a spark that needs to be slow and steady. Slow and steady, not quick, not quick. Build it slowly and it will last, right? You want longevity, dependability, durability, not flash in a pan, lightning in a bottle type stuff. No. Any other ooh. The raccoon. Shame. Shame. Sadness. It's a bit of that, like I was saying, oyster energy earlier, but it is like hiding out. You might have been burnt a little bit by this need to push things quickly, and it's not something that could be pushed quickly, so you didn't see success there, and now you're kind of like doubting yourself. There might be a moment of doubt of like, oh man, maybe I'm not this big, powerful, strong elk, fire, King of Wands energy. Maybe I can't push things through the way I want, at the speed I desire. And maybe that's because I'm not actually this. Instead of realizing it's not a commentary on you, it's a commentary on the nature of the project or the time. It's a camel time, right? It's a desert time. It's a diligent effort time, right? You need Virgo energy and not Aries energy on this, right? So don't let the speed at which this must develop convince you that you're ineffective or not who you think you are. It's just this time is not what you want it to be. But what you feel called to build, right? Because this is a builder energy. What you feel called to build is worth it. And anything that you believe in enough, that fiercely, this strongly, to pursue this passionately, you should be able to do it like this. You should be able to do it slow and steady so that it lasts, so that you don't miss anything, so that you appreciate every step instead of trying to rush through it and not enjoying the journey, right? Or building something flimsy or without the depth that you can bring to it. So don't judge or doubt yourself because of what's happened, the speed at which this is developing. Just adjust your speed to meet the time, to meet the devotion and reverence that this endeavor, this project, this undertaking deserves. Okay? And then overall, you have the crow. Yeah, don't doubt your ability, because the crow for me is like the card of magic, the card of manifestation. You don't doubt your ability. Like I was saying, like you have it. It's just you have to tailor it to the times instead of like sledgehammering, right? A round peg into a square hole or a square, whatever it is. Like don't force it, finesse it. Don't force it, finesse it. Okay? All right, let's get you some tarot on the spread. The Thoth deck, Crowley's Thoth deck wanted to work with y'all. First time I've really, this is the first month I've really worked on, I haven't pulled it for every sign, but for y'all, it definitely wanted to come out. If you're unfamiliar, it's a old school, not as old as the tarot, but like Hermetic astrology, Hermetic, alchemy deck, a lot of like the Tree of Life Kabbalah influence there, a lot of like astrological correspondences. It's a funky card, a funky deck, very metaphysical, very magical, but it's powerful. I wouldn't recommend it as like a first deck because I would recommend the Rider-Waite, like the classic deck, if you're just starting out. But I use this deck for myself. It's always so powerful to like, it just gets you to like flip a lot of your perspectives on the tarot and on life on their head. And that seems like what you need right now. So I'm not surprised it wanted to come out. It's very magical too. Very Crowley, right? Very crow. All right, one more. Two more. Yeah, there we go. Any other messages or insights as it pertains to this spread? Any other message? The Two of Swords. Moon and Libra correspondence. He gives that also, if you're unfamiliar with this deck, he gives, which sometimes I just like to cover him up because I feel like it primes people's perspective a little too forcefully. But he gives the minor cards names as well. So he calls this peace. But remember what I was saying about the conflict? About the tension? There are fights that are not worth fighting, right? If this, like I was giving two possibilities. This is either a creative tension that is forcing you to innovate new solutions to a problem, or it's a relational tension between you and another person. It's a provocation or a challenge. If that's the case, no. Lay down your weapons. Abort the fight. Abandon ship. Don't engage in that because it is a waste of the energy that you could be using to, again, innovate a new creative endeavor or solution or undertaking, right? Because that's what's really wanting to come through you now, not the fighting. This, like, peace, if it is, either way, you need to find peace within yourself, serenity within yourself. If it's between you and another person, it's not worth engaging in at all. If it's between the idea and the tension of getting it done, like the creative conflict I've been addressing, you still need to find a way to resolve it. And how do you do it? Not by forcing things through, but by getting a slow, manageable, and long-term plan of action in place to meet and soothe that creative fire that's rising up within you with daily action, or at least, consistent routine action taken on whatever it is that's calling out for you. Either of those things, disengaging from a conflict with another person or committing to action, will ease tension. And you can't afford debilitating tension right now. A little bit of tension is good, right? Because it gets movement going. But too much and we're debilitated or exhausted. Any other messages or insights as it pertains to this spread? Any other messages or insights as it pertains to this spread? The Knight of Cups. Again, so there's a couple of variations from this deck to normal decks. There are no kings in this deck. The knights are the kings. So this is the King of Cups, if you're used to like a regular tarot deck. Listening to the heart, right? And it's like fire and water, right? The kings are fire and water. The King of Cups is fire meeting water, which is like a challenging dynamic, right? There's tension there as well of like, I feel fired up, but also sad and emotional. How do I honor my fire without putting it out with my water? How do I honor my water without evaporating it with my fire? This is that dynamic that is like challenging, conflicting tension to walk, You have to honor both sides of yourself. You have to make peace between the passionate, energized, exerting, masculine, yang side of yourself and the yin, feminine, receptive, emotional, watery side of yourself, because they're both present in this card. Let your emotions move through you. Let your emotions out in physical activity. Express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. Find an outlet. Find an outlet. Because you have to walk a fine line if this is where you're at. Like, I feel fired up, but also sad, right? This is the essential tension of the Knight of Cups, of like, I feel fiery, but also like I feel. Yeah. You have to allow the emotions to move, and you have to allow the passion to move. Movement is crucial. Movement is crucial. Balance is crucial as well. Peace, right? Honoring both sides. That's if this is a Moon and Libra card, like Libra is all about like balance and honoring both sides and being able to see the other side. So if you're in your fiery place, how do you honor your emotional place? If you're in your emotional place, how do you honor your passionate place? Finding the balance, seeing the other side, completing the picture with both perspectives. Get used to playing devil's advocate with yourself, not with other people, but with yourself. If you are feeling fiery and like, I should make whatever happen, and you're like, oh, but what would the emotional side of me say? If you're feeling in your feels, play devil's advocate and ask yourself, well, what would the passionate side of myself say, right? Get used to having this kind of dialogue, playing this kind of devil's advocate, which is a term I generally hate if you're using it for other people. But if you're challenging your own thinking, I welcome it all day, every day, because you need to challenge your own thinking. Your own thinking needs to be challenged, right? You can't be a dictator in your own head, if that makes sense. Any other messages or insights as it pertains to this spread? Wow, yes. Wow! You have the Sun, the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Something is nearing completion, and you are exhausted. You're tired. But you know this is a goal worth pushing through. Don't burn out. Let me say that one more time. Don't burn yourself out. You need ways to offload energy. Because the Sun energy, it's inexhaustible. But we as humans are not. So if you're trying to channel this in a way that is too much, right? 10 of Wands, too much, you're gonna get burnt out. You're gonna get knocked down. There's beauty here, right? There's so much potential, but you have to be able to know when, like, oh, okay, we are a little too fiery. Now it's time to get into the cups. And it's so funny. What was I saying about the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups? It is fire and water. What do you have here? The 10 of fire and the 10 of water. You are full to the brim. And like the Knight is like the King is the fullest expression of any suit in terms of court cards. These 10s are the fullest expression of fire and water. What did I say? You are full up. You are full up, and it's beautiful, right? But it could exhaust you. So you need to, again, have some peace, have some quiet, have some downtime, have some rest, find some balance between this fire and this water, between this effort and this emotional fullness, right? Place limits and structures around your fire and effort and emotional indulgence so that neither of them, you don't drown and you don't burn up, because you're very close to drowning and burning up if these two are out here. You need to find a way to work with them productively without losing it, right? Tap into the sun energy in bits and spurts, in moments, and then off, plug out, unplug, and seek peace and ease and stillness, right? Balance. Particularly within yourself and your own efforts and your own emotions. Oh man, I was gonna shuffle again, but overall you have the Eon, which is the World card, right? Which is power. It is reaching a new level. And you have 2 tens, the Sun, and a King card, right? You are close, massively close to a new day, something breaking through, which is why I feel like this push is happening. And you're like, I'm so close, let it go. Let me get through that. But you've got to camel it out. You've got to ease it down. You've got to titrate down a bit so that you make it through the finish line, right? So that you reach the new day. Because right underneath that was the 9 of Discs, the 9 of Pentacles, right? It's going to happen very soon for you because this is a Venus and Virgo card. And as I read this, we're in Venus and Virgo season. You're close. Don't force it. Let it happen. Take the breaks you need. Accept the pace at which it's going to happen. Know that even if you ease off the gas, right, a little bit, you're still going to get there probably way sooner than you would expect. Especially if you're like, no, I can't ease up. I gotta go. I'm so close. And you're like, if I ease up, I'll never get there. But the irony is, if you don't ease up, you might not get there. And if you ease up, you're going to get there quicker than you think. So, ease up, babies. Right? Ease up. Balance. Don't force it. Don't push it. Don't burn out before you get there. Get there with, take that leisurely. Like if you're going to like your if you're going to your like Fiji vacation, don't like force yourself to get there now and like pack all your bags and like get up and then get there. And I don't know. It's like, don't make the journey so forced and rushed and unenjoyable that by the time you get there, you can't enjoy it. You want to get to Fiji and then bask in the sun because you feel refreshed. You didn't feel pressured or rushed or exhausted or depleted by the time before you even got there, right? Get there in the time that it's going to take to get there while you're regulating and taking care of it, committing to every step of the journey, and knowing that if you do it that way when you get there, oh, baby. The Sun and the World card, like you could have anything you want. You'll enjoy whatever you want without having depleted yourself in the process of getting there, okay? Take care of your system, regulate your system, check yourself. You're close, but ease off. Small and consistent effort over time will serve you better than one big push and nothing else after that, okay? All right, y'all, I think that's it. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk soon, okay? Bye.